Okay, so today we're going to discuss an issue I was having recently with the DJI FPV. Now, if you follow this channel, you know I've discovered other issues in the past, including the battery issue. There was bad batteries being sold and you were unable to arm your drone. And if you look at that video that I released, you see in the comments, many other people had the same issue. I also discovered issues with the GoPro Hero 10, in which GoPro admitted to. So if you enjoy unsponsored reviews from a person that lives this lifestyle, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Now, let's get into the issue I was having with this DJI FPV. That morning started like most mornings. I met up with other pilots and I started flying the sunrise, in which I'm so glad that this drone didn't have the issue then, because I was primarily flying over water that morning. Now, I got to the second location, and on the first flight, the issue occurred. Now, this is the actual footage of the drone taking off and some of the behind the scenes right after the issue occurred. So let's get into it. Okay, something weird happened. In the middle of me warming up with my little freestyle stuff, the drone just slowly landed into the grass. I have an idea where it is, so we're going there now. Hopefully it'll be a quick find, and it's in heavy brush like this, so the props can't spin. I tried to spin it up and get out of there, and it didn't work.
That means you just ripped too hard, bro.
I ripped too hard for the DJI FPV. I need to get a traditional drone that can handle my skills. All right, Max is going to try to find the setting to make the drone beep. Maybe I should just hit the prop thing again. See if I hear it.
Yeah, they're spinning, and they just stopped.
I didn't hear anything. See anything? Shit. Search and rescue. These are the real MVPs right here. Look, it got caught up. Okay, we retrieved the drone, as you've seen. I got all the grass and cleaned it up. It was around one of the props by the motor, and I just want to see if this thing would. Oh wait, let me just. How can I do this? And you guys. Oh, it's fine. You see that? It's fine. Looks good.
I wouldn't trust it. I'd probably sell it. You want 50 bucks?
Looks good. I don't know why it gave me that failed whatever, but
I wouldn't trust it no more. Yo, I'll give you 270. I don't even know what's up with it.
that looks good. So I received a stalled motor notification in the goggles, and at that point I lost control of the drone. It just quickly descended. I couldn't go upwards, forward, or back. Now, more recently, I've been hearing a lot of stories of other people having issues with the DJI FPV, but their notifications were different. They would get like a stick error of calibration of some sort. And at that point, they will be only able to go up or downward, and they couldn't go forward or back. So eventually the batteries would die off and it'll force land, and it'll force land wherever the DJI FPV was stuck at. And now if you're over water, like most people were, they completely lost their drone. Now, at this point, I kind of have a theory that the DJI Avata has something to do with it, because every time they add another drone to an app, the previous one has little bugs. I'm saying this because recently with the Mavic 3, when they added it to the app, the Air 2S was giving me some issues as far as when I lock in my settings for pictures and video, the ISO would reset to auto. It would just go on auto. Every time I start a new day and put the battery in, I would have to go to the ISO and fix it and lock it in, because it would just go on auto by itself. Another thing I noticed was when the Air 2S, when I'm shooting panel shots wide, facing down with the gimbal straight down, the gimbal eventually gets stuck. And it'll stay stuck no matter what I do until I come in for a landing, and then it'll just correct itself. The gimbal will just fix itself. Now, these are little bugs that I noticed, and this always happens when they add a new drone. It's like they fix everything up for the new drone, and they kind of tamper things, you know, they mess things up for the previous drone. I have no proof of this theory. It's just something that popped in my head because I've been flying the DJI FPV since pretty much the second day of its release. And I've been flying manual about 2 weeks into that. So that's more than a year now. And I've never had any of these notifications. I've never been force landed like that. At this point, I hope DJI takes accountability and acknowledges this issue and fixes it before I lose this drone. And many other people are gonna lose their drones. Now, if you had any issues with your DJI FPV recently, I would appreciate it if you leave it in the comments. This way we can kind of figure this out together as a community. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am out of here for now. Peace.